Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, March 6th. We just got to the studio. This is a big week. It's technically the end of all my classes. This is the last unit where we're actually going to be learning anything. Next week is all final checkpoints, final assignments. Technically, we're already doing some of the assignments, but they're giving us a few weeks because they're such big projects. I'm sad, but I'm grateful because we're going on to an even bigger opportunity going down to LA after we complete the 18-month-long online music production course. We've got a lot to do though. We're completing 4 tracks with our mentor this week and next week, and we're doing an entire Intro to Pro Tools course because we're going to need that for the advanced program for vocal recording. It's not an overly complicated course, but learning a new DAW definitely has its difficulties. So yeah, we're on track. We're doing really well. We haven't had any hiccups with handing in our assignments, and so we just got to keep going and we got to finish all this stuff on time. We got 2 weeks to go. I can't believe it. Let's get to work. Welcome back to another episode of Sunday Fun Day. And this is a very special episode. It's essentially the very last time we have classes. The last time we actually have videos to go through because next week is all finals. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest, but it had to come to an end one day. So without further ado, let's get into Unit 10 of Level 6. Here we go. Melodic Elemental Interaction Business Plan. Starting off with songwriting. In this lesson, you'll look at some further topics in melody writing, melodic interaction and why it's important to songwriting, the stark importance of less is more, techniques for creating complexity within a song by expanding upon simple melodic ideas, vertical versus linear composition techniques. Moving forward into keyboard techniques, final thoughts, paths, practice, and discipline. Pushing on, we have music business. In this lesson, we'll look at how to create a detailed business plan to launch your brand post-icon. You may not be at this point in your musical development yet. After all, great art takes time, but it's never too soon to start thinking about how you'll launch when you are ready. How to launch your project or promote a specific release, show, etc. Exactly how and when you will execute marketing tactics, how much you will invest in your project and in what stages, what revenue streams will profit you, and how much you need to make. All right, here we go. So it looks like they have a bunch of case studies for songwriting, and then for keys, it looks like it's just encouragement for what they want us to do to continue developing our skills after we leave Icon. Really interested in seeing what they have for us for a business plan. Seems like a lot of the stuff that they have been teaching us is geared towards when you're a bigger artist, but I think everything's going to kind of fall into place, creating a real plan for post-Icon as far as launching our brand and really kind of just going for it as a music producer. All right, I think we're probably going to start these classes today. There's 21 different sections, which is the third highest amount of sections in any unit of this level, so I think we gotta get to work. All right, that is it for Sunday Fun Day today. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, March 7th, and yeah, we got the lessons up. This is it. I can't believe it's coming to an end. 18 long months. Technically, though, for the online program, it is truly self-paced. So say you need to take a semester off, there's just things going on in your life, totally acceptable. Also, if you wanted to go ahead just because maybe you have a little bit more experience, you can do that too. So that's great because the old program, you had a week-to-week homework assignment and classes to do, and if you didn't hand that in on Saturday, you got penalized. So there's a lot of pressure and a lot of work that you had to get done, or else they could drop you from the course. But it's not like that anymore. The online program is truly self-paced, which has its pros and cons that I'll get into in my big review videos later on. So yeah, we filled out our schedule. We got a lot of work to do. Right now we're just going through the rest of the lessons. We started yesterday. These are the keyboard techniques lessons and kind of the final words and the final thoughts and encouragement, what they suggest we do post-Icon to keep up with their keyboard skills. But that being said, we can't waste any more time. We gotta finish this off and start working on our final projects. Good afternoon and welcome back to Mental Health Monday. Now, today I want to talk about something kind of close to the heart, and a lot of musicians, a lot of artists are going through it right now with the way that social media is, and that is just people talking trash about what other people are doing. I think social media has created this facade that the people we're connected with online, we have this sort of personal relationship or responsibility to them, and that's really just not true. For me personally, there are people that I've met like a tiny handful of times in my life that I've got added on Facebook that I was following who have said some pretty hurtful things. And my part in that is that, I don't know, because of this connection on social media, I gave this person a lot more power than they deserve. They essentially compared me to Tiesto and Steve Aoki, saying that I've gotten everything handed to me. You know, that I'm in a music school, that like I don't have to grind because I'm just learning everything and it's all being spoon-fed to me compared to their experience. As you know in the vlog, the only reason I have this experience is because I did 12 years in the Canadian Forces. I've built up a pension that I got back. There's education benefits that go along with being in the military. So that's the thing, you know, and I'm seeing it all the time. Well, that's just my opinion, or it's reminiscent of that whole, well, with all due respect, and then they just go ahead and say something mean. It's like, well, yeah, you're allowed to say whatever you want, but, you know, you're not free from the consequences of your actions. So for me, it sucks, honestly. I don't want to get into a situation like that. It doesn't feel good. I don't like confrontation. I don't want to argue with somebody or need to defend myself because I'm getting called names. I just block people now. I have no more patience for people who are seemingly just going around and looking for problems. So that really became a big lesson for me in just how social media is and how people are acting, and that someone can kind of go out of their way to purposely misunderstand you and to twist your words into something that isn't your truth. So what I'm saying is, you know, this stuff is gonna happen. It's so out there in 2022, but you know what? We just need to keep doing our thing, keep putting our message out there, because there are people out there that need to hear what we have to say as artists. Not everyone's gonna like us. We're definitely not gonna like everyone else. I know I need to come to a place where I'm okay with that. And it's been a process getting there. Knowing that I'm here to help people and I'm here to put my art out into the world and connect and try to leave this freaking world a little bit better of a place than it is now. Don't let those kinds of people stop you from pursuing your dreams. They are not worth it. All right, hope that helps. That'll be it for Mental Health Monday today. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, March 6th. We just got in from yoga. Yoga was amazing this morning, and we are jumping straight in to Ableton. Today is going to be all about our songwriting project. We got a whole bunch of different things we got to do. Number one, we need to rewrite one of the verses. She kind of called me out on exactly what I did. And so instead of digging into the actual story and the meaning behind the lyrics that I'm writing, I just found a simple rhyming scheme, something that I thought I could squeeze in there because I was having some troubles figuring out what I wanted to write. And then she said exactly that. She's like, it seems like you just kind of stuck this in here because it fit. So yeah, big songwriting day. I don't know how long that'll take me. We shall see, but we're gonna get right into it and not mess around on the last 2 weeks of Icon. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, March 9th, and today is going to be all about my mentor session tomorrow. It is my second to last mentor session, and we essentially need to take our tracks from about 50% to 80%, basically ready to mix down with my mentor. So that's 4 tracks we're gonna go through today. Where I got with most of them is a full skeleton arrangement. So now I gotta go in and start finalizing all my sounds, EQing, compression, all that good stuff, so me and my mentor can get these tracks finished in the next 2 sessions. Other than that, we got therapy at 1, and we're just gonna work on all 4 of these tracks today. It's gonna be a lot, but I think we're up for it. Good afternoon, and welcome back to the Wednesday midweek check-in. How are we feeling this week? Well, we did have therapy today, and that was some pretty deep stuff we were talking about. I've definitely talked about this stuff before, so it was a bit easier to bring up this time. And that's the good thing about therapy, you know, you're shining a flashlight in these dark corners of shame and fear, and things get easier and easier to talk about, which means I can process them more and have some freedom from these things that I don't even know sometimes are kind of bogging me down. So what about Icon this week? Well, this is the very last week we have classes to go through. Next week is all finals. So for songwriting this week, we went over melodic and elemental interaction. So essentially what this is talking about is analyzing your track from left to right, as well as up and down. Up and down means, are we just stacking instrument after instrument on top of each other? Like, I think that whole less is more thing with music is so pertinent when you're focusing on up and down. But from a melodic standpoint, you know, you could have plucks and leads. Are they working well together, or are they sounding dissonant? Next up, keyboard techniques, final thoughts videos, practice, discipline, and fluency. The gist of what they said is that the more you practice, the easier it will be to get the ideas from your head into the DAW. Rather than just kind of smashing away at the keyboard or using your mouse to put the notes in, we have practiced the keyboard every week for 18 months. When I sit over at that keyboard, the muscle memory that I've started to build, it feels natural to sit there and just kind of jam out. Now, I'm not saying I'm ready to start a band and be up on stage playing keys, but as far as putting together melodic ideas in a certain key, I feel pretty confident in that. All right, last up, music business. This is some crazy stuff. They're essentially preparing us for our final for this class, which is to prepare a 6-month business plan. Basically, everything that we've learned from music business will come full circle into this final project. They want a fully detailed business plan, and so they're getting us thinking about it, and next week we will do that for the music business final. So yeah, a lot going on heading into finals next week. I hope that gives you some valuable insight into what we're learning and how the program is ending. As always, give a like, subscribe, and we'll see you at the end of the week.